Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our OCS Top 8 match. Tonight we have a Game 2 of Brian Fred versus Brad Kippel. I am Dan Tartaglione, also known as DTarTag1. Joining me tonight as my co-host, we have Mr. Garrett Larson. How you doing tonight, Garrett?
I'm doing all right. It's been a good day so far.
So again, thank you to hosting the game earlier, game one between Brian and Brad. For those who did not watch it, Brian ended up winning that game. What was the final?
Ryan won by 21 with a 14 card loss pile differential. So it's
Awesome.
14 to 28 in lost. So Brian is comfortably ahead going into this matchup. I mean, anytime you've got a 20 plus differential in match play, it adds up.
It does.
But Brad is still a good enough player that I don't know that you want to just say, all right, this is over. So game is getting ready to
Stand by
commence
for one
here, it
second.
looks like. And looks like
Oh,
Brian is on Gamorreans. I mean, it's my kind of
no real
scum, so
surprises there. One
I'm
second, everybody. I know that I had it
well,
set
I'll
up
talk while you're
earlier.
doing this. So yep, Brian is on Thok Thug Gamorreans, and looks like Brad is on
Some sort of saga. Anakin
Anakin
saga.
Anakin Saga, which if you watched the match on Thursday, you saw Matt Wadden absolutely take apart Jared Conser with this matchup. Like Matt was going to win by 30 plus.
Yes, however, one thing that we have to remember is Brian Fred created this Gamorrean deck. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying Jared Konsker is a bad player.
Well, it was Matt Wadden who played the deck, played the Gamorreans. Like Jared's a good player.
Oh,
So is Brad. So you don't get to this point in the OCS without being a decent player.
yeah.
But yeah, this could be
This could be
Brad's
rough.
going to need some help.
Yeah, yeah,
This is a
yeah.
tough match for Brad. This is a
And
tough.
the question now is, do you think that Brad put Brian on this Gamorrean deck? I mean, I would. I
I mean,
would.
I think you have to, but if you put him on this Gamorrean deck, I don't think I'd be playing Anakin Saga unless Brad's really got his own big twist on it.
And he might. I mean, Brad is a
He,
like you said. Brad is a good player. He has been known to build interesting decks.
yeah, I just if my opponent, if I could reasonably put my opponent on, hey, he's very likely playing this deck. I don't know that I'd want to be playing a battle heavy deck.
Exactly. And the other thing though is like, I mean, literally, like Brad could have been like, okay, here, I just want to play something good against who I think I'm going to see. Because again, he could have
He
thought,
didn't
hey,
know
I'm
if
going to
he
see
was going to
Sam.
face Brian or Brad or Sam Tashima. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So I mean, and both of the players, they're both. It's like Sam and Brian are so good. It could have been either of them in this position.
yeah.
Okay, so Brian gets out Imperial Decree Virtual, not using the AI, so -5 points to Brian.
Yeah. Brian put out a couple locations and drew. Honestly, not a good turn for Brian. He didn't get the audience chamber, which meant he couldn't Willick for the sail barge site. If he had it, this was a Matt beat Jared in part because he had a insanely good open.
Mm-hmm.
And Brian does not have that right now, which is
No,
a little unfortunate
I mean
for him.
you're not
But
wrong, but again, I think if you're Brian, I think you're okay with that because he got at a location where it is a drain -1. I think though, I think if you're Brian though, you definitely want to get to the Jabba's palace as soon as you can.
yeah, Brian wasn't going to be playing anybody this turn anyway.
Okay, Luke Skywalker,
So,
Rebellion's Hope.
all
I
right.
I don't necessarily know if I like that. There's Rey going down to Jabba's palace.
That, I would say that feels aggressive. And it does. This is a very aggressive line Brad's taking.
Yes.
But I don't think Brian's going to, and he gets speak to get out the Jedi Council chamber, which is real good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't think Brian Fred is going to be able to attack significantly this turn. He's only got 10 force. His first alien's
Well,
going
he's
to
got
cost
11.
him full. Yeah, okay. So he's activating 10.
Yeah.
He's got 11. His first alien's going to cost him full freight. Like his best case scenario would be Jabba and Chawl plus Scum, which would mean everyone's -2 at
Yeah.
Jabba's palace. But Jabba plus Chawl is 6 of your 11 force.
Yeah. And I mean, the thing is though, like Rey only has immunity of 3. This tells me that either Brad has something like, I think I can handle myself. He has a Hujix, or he has he didn't say any force, so he doesn't have barrier.
Honestly, I think this is Brad saying, I lost by 21.
Yeah,
I
and
need a big win.
And I think that's what it comes down to more.
I need to put pressure on Brian and force Brian to make a mistake. This way he can say, like, look, I'm going to drain for 3 real quick. So there, Brian went and grabbed Chawl.
Yeah. Well,
Did he open hand Scum, or
I was
did
going to say
miss?
he wasn't able to check. Oh, yep, there's Scum. So
he was able to check. He used Crush to look, although he certainly could have used the Jabba's audience chamber or the Jabba's palace site as well.
No, he can't.
Oh, you're right, because Rey's there.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
That was so him not putting out the audience chamber might have been why Brad went that super aggressive line if he didn't draw it. Although he didn't do anything. Like the only way that really would have been impactful is if it was the one force Brian saved. Because he didn't spend any other force.
Yep, there's Bib Fortuna coming down for 2.
Which is fine. Like you're okay with Brian. The way Brad wins this game, although maybe not the match, is you let him have the site Bib is at.
Yeah.
Because that's just a straight drain of 1. And you keep him off of the neighboring sites where Bib's adding 1 to the drain. Mm-hmm. And you just try and grind him down and not let Ryan start battles. And that's really going to be the hardest part.
Brian with Thok and Thug, I don't necessarily know if I like that move.
Brian, I think, did not have a good start.
Yeah.
I think Brian's hand is not what he wanted, and it's very clunky, and he's just saying, well, now, this is what I can do.
The one nice thing for Brian is he's going to be able to activate with Power of the Hut now. And the thing is, like, both of them only have, like Brad has a 4-card hand, Brian has a 5-card hand. So, I mean, Brad can easily get another card with Rey. Yeah. There's a Thok and Thug and Jango Fett both off the top of the reserve deck.
And you're totally fine with that.
Yep, there goes Force Push and Pod Racer Collision again.
Yep.
And that's the one thing, like, Brian's going to be retrieving a lot. And that's another thing is, like, and the Anakin
But he's got to get cards to do it.
Yeah.
Like, Brian, I don't think Brian's battling next turn. He's only got 5 cards in hand.
Yeah.
That'd be...
There's C3PO.
You figure he's got to have at least a couple to do anything against Rey, and if this gives Brad a chance to reinforce, like, Brian's going to try and wear you out of guys.
Yep. Okay, here we go. Anakin Skywalker, Jedi Knight going down to the palace. Brian activates 1. I don't like that.
Yeah, I'd have much rather stuck Anakin with Rey.
You know what? This tells me right away Brad has not played against this deck.
Yeah, unless he's got a choke. Like if he put Brian or Sam so hard on playing gammies that he ran something like choke where he can cancel, because right now he can't target any of them.
No, but Padme's gonna. So
although he'll get 2 battle destinies plus a destiny to attrition.
Attrition is not bad.
That'll add up quick. That could help that could clear here. So,
And I
and
think
that's
that's what Brian needs. Now, what's
yeah,
interesting is with Bib Fortuna there, he adds a destiny to attrition as well.
yeah. You're probably if you're Brad, your best case scenario here, or your expected scenario here is you probably lose Anakin, and you move Padme over to back up Rey, or you move Rey into back up Padme.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Brad's like, why can't I
I
not
mean,
swing?
yeah, because Brian's already used the Jabba's audience chamber text
Yes.
to pull Chal.
Mm-hmm.
The power of the hut, the only guy he would get out of that would be Bib.
Okay, and Brian, or there goes two force off the top of the reserve deck, losing
A
a Jedi's
6 and a
resilience.
3.
Yeah, 6 and a 3 are pretty good destinies, and
They are, but like at the same time, you have to crack 9. So if you draw a total of 10 with 2 battle destinies plus a destiny to attrition, you clear the site. That one is not a good start for that, though.
1 and a 3, not a good start.
Oh, that
Yeah,
is really not going well
Brian add
for.
he gets it. Oh, that hurts too because now Brian draws a 2.
Yeah, but Brian's still got a destiny to attrition.
Okay, so does
There's a
Brad.
4.
Brad
So
draws a
you are
4.
killing 2 guys. Now this 2 is a big deal.
Draws a
2 and
3.
3
Gets
means
rid
you
of
don't
Padme.
crack Anakin. You get rid of Padme, you're losing 2 guys,
Yeah.
and one of them's got to be Thok and Thug.
Yes.
I think
I
if
agree.
you're Brad, you move Rey in with Anakin now.
I agree.
I think you say Thok and Thug is dead, Bib is dead.
Well,
Brian can
he can get
Jabba's
somebody back.
Haven
I was
for
going to say
one
he can
of
get
them,
somebody
but
back with Jabba's Haven.
that would feel so bad. Like the only way that Jabba's Haven wouldn't feel terrible is if you could flip and get Bib and Jabba.
Yeah.
And none of this feels good right now.
I mean, the thing about it is, though, I think you want to keep Chal because he does subtract,
Yeah, I mean,
and that's what Brian. So Brian
Chal
agrees.
subtracts, and Chal also gives you the Battle Destiny. No, Chal subtracts all the time. Chal is
Chal is
super important,
Chal
Phil.
is the engine. Is one of the like
You
the most important
you
cards.
you want Chal running.
Yeah, and there Ray does move
So
over.
Brian's got to figure out a way to contest the audience chamber right now, though.
Yeah,
Like even if it's just throw everything you can there and hope to survive a turn, because you don't have a lot of force. You've
and
got a
then
bunch of
yeah,
force. I mean, you're
there's
gonna have
simple tricks and
17
nonsense
force.
that hurts.
Mm, not particularly. I don't think he was Jabba's Havening back. Who are you going to Jabba's Haven back? I mean, if anyone, it'd be maybe
Django.
Django.
Yeah,
But like between Scum and Chal, if you've got guys in, if you've got multiple characters in hand, which you might, it's just
yeah.
throw one at Jabba's palace, go get Django, battle, and hope for the clear.
Now, I mean, if
Because Brad's
Brian,
only got 3 cards in hand too. Like
yeah,
I think Brian might want to be aggressive here. It's just does he have the cards to do it?
but that's the problem though. Is like if he has the cards, like I think the best scenario for Brian is to get like into a stunning leader.
Yeah, I mean that'd be great if he doesn't have it.
Yeah,
So this will be an interesting turn if nothing else.
yeah, I
Because if
agree.
he doesn't have the stunning and he doesn't have the stunning in hand, or he would have played it last turn.
Well, yeah,
So he's got to try and draw. Maybe that's what he just verified was to see, hey, are my stunnings in force pile where I can go get them,
mm-hmm.
or what do I have in there? Because if you walk away, you've conceded the game. And then it's just can you drain race him out? And I don't know if you can. This deck's not really built to drain race.
No,
Like that's the one thing Gamorreans does not do well is it really isn't a drain race deck. You want to be battling. And
Yeah,
like,
I was going to say, Brad was verifying there, so action
yeah,
was on Brad. Now, yeah, I think you're right. Like, I think Brian needs to do something here. Okay, there's Cad
add,
Bane, so
which
tells me that he's going to try and retrieve some stuff this turn.
there's an
Okay,
alien mob for the
alien,
flip.
yep.
All right.
So
So I don't hate this so far.
no, he does retrieve the Thok and
And
Thug, and it's going to go onto the top of the force pile here.
yeah, which is good,
Yeah.
but you still, yeah, I don't know where you're going with this. Like, what are you retreat? Are you going to Haven for Bib right away? That feels so bad.
I mean,
But Havening for, I guess if you Haven, here we go.
okay.
Twillick for
What,
Jabba.
or an alien, any alien leader.
Yeah, but I think you do Jabba and then you Haven for Bib. So your draws are +2.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
But again, you still run the. So, yeah, it helps you against the swing, but the bigger issue is now you're still losing
You're
both of
still
those.
facing two battle
Yeah,
destinies.
you're still facing the two
One of
battles.
which you can cancel, and maybe that's his
I
plan,
mean,
is saying,
if he's got a Thok and Thug, he's only got a 2 card hand.
he's got a bunch of cards to draw. Like, I don't think he needs to battle here. I'm perfectly happy with the turn Brian just had there.
Yeah.
He's protected himself. He doesn't need to battle. Now you draw a few, and you let Brad drain you for 1, and you figure out where you want to go from here.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly happy with this turn
Yeah.
because you certainly expect to draw into a Thok and Thug. At which point you'd be like, okay, if he battles, I can lose Thok and Thug to the Battle Destiny
Mm-hmm.
and call it a
And
day and
there's
probably cost him Ray.
Yep, and okay, so there's the pays the 2 for the upkeep on Thok and Thug. Now again, Brian's going to be able to activate here, which he does
Yeah.
after Brad activates. And I think
So,
that turn was made possible because he kept Chaw.
yeah. Chal saved him 3 force there.
Yeah.
That's 3 cards he would not have had in hand, which was a
And you
big deal.
see a Thok and Thug go lost off the top of the deck to the drain at Polis Moxus.
That's a little unfortunate. You'd always like to have those
Yeah.
5s in deck, but this deck has so many 5s
Yeah.
between the Thok and Thugs and the Twillicks and everything else. And like, it's not even counting the like Shattered Hopes and other things that can go nuts.
And that's the thing, like, we don't know what Brian has in his hand. I mean, yeah, Brad has a 5 card hand. Okay, looking for Yoda. And he did draw Yoda for the Attrition Destiny on his last turn. So, yeah, Yoda was most likely in his deck. So, yep, Yoda
But
goes to
Yoda
the,
can only move to an episode 1 battleground, so he's going to have to put out the
the nightclub.
nightclub, because he can't move Yoda to any of the Jabba's Palace sites.
Yeah, which is kind of important. And Brad just decides to hold Yoda, and he's passing turn. He's not going to move out of the audience chamber, and I think that's wrong.
Well, no, so I'm betting he's drawing for battle interrupts.
Yeah.
He knows the audience chamber is the battleground. He says, look, here, if nothing else, I'm drawing 2 Battle Destiny. I'm potentially, swinging. If he puts down anyone that's not a leader, I'm at least swinging and hitting them.
Okay, there's the retrieval of Jabba's Haven.
And now is he going to
I
go
think
with...
It's Bib.
He went with Bib. Okay, so he's got Jabba. That tells me he's got Jabba.
Yeah.
So now you start talking at the +2. And if Brian's sitting on like a Shattered Hope,
Well, that's the other thing is, like,
the audience chamber looks really good.
Well, on top of that, once you get Bib there, you should be able to. You're going to get the +2 to. You're going to get the Destiny to attrition.
I don't think you put Bib there. You put Bib and Jabba at Jabba's palace.
Why?
Because it doesn't matter where they are. They just have to be on table
No,
to get the +2.
But the thing is, they're both. You can't hit them.
I guess they're both leaders, but like, yeah.
You want that power. You want the ability. You want that ability to draw the Destiny to attrition to clear Anakin and Ray.
Yeah, and I'm thinking a Shattered Hope does the same thing.
Yeah.
I would not want, what my fear would be is Brad
Draws a
put,
6 and a 6.
well, or put you on gammies and now you are running into something like a clash or a choke or something.
Yeah, and the thing is, Brad saved 2 force last turn.
Yeah, Brad is
But you know what's on? But you know what Brian started?
Crush.
Crush. You know what Crush
Yeah, so
does?
Crush cancels Clash.
There you
Yep.
go.
That's why Crush is. I talked about this deck. I talked about it during the Matt and Jared match that Crush is there simply to cancel Clash
Yeah.
because Clash is so damaging.
Yeah.
So you're probably okay with Clash, but like I don't know that I'd want to. I don't see any benefit to risking Bib and Jabba. If you're like, I'm just gonna draw and kill him, and if you've got the Shattered Hopes, you know you're drawing two, and Brian says, Garrett, you're an idiot. Here's what we do.
There's a reason why
So,
Brian and Brad are both playing the OCS, and we're sitting in here talking about it.
yes, that would be that Brian and Brad are better players than us.
100%. 100%.
So let's see where he goes with this because, and there's Ortug who makes now Thok and Thug forfeit for 8.
Yeah.
And Ortug is
A tank.
so good. Ortug helps this deck a whole bunch.
Yeah.
I've said I think Ortug really, his tech should only work while he's at the audience chamber. The same way basically all of those other reps do.
Yeah. And Brian,
But
again, checked his deck. We see Brad grabs the 5. That's the wrong card to grab.
yeah, that's not the card you grab.
No.
You grab the
Proxima would be good here, though. Jabba would be good here. Okay, there's a
or
sense.
you know what? But the sense is going to
lose.
cost him effectively 3 cards with the there is no try. And frankly, if I'm Ryan, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I agree.
Like it's 3 force, knock yourself out.
Yep.
You have to win by 21.
Yeah.
You only have 26 cards down.
Exactly, and I think that's where you're right. I mean, he does have an 11 card hand, so it is. It's still early.
It's early, but it's
adding up.
Differential starts to matter right away, and it's going to start to matter. I will say, I think I would have put Ortug. I would have done the Twi'lek first because Ortug has a permanent weapon. And I think I might have left Ortug in, I would have put Ortug in the audience chamber.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to spread and drain because Ortug's a hit and forfeit 0. So you just try and punch out Ray. And that way, if you draw a 7 for Battle Destiny, you kill Anakin.
Yeah. And Brian moves Cad Bane over, pays for the upkeep. He does save, he is going to have an extra force on Brad's turn next
That's because he drew up to 14 though.
Yeah.
He's.
And again, Brad's only doing 1 point of damage right now.
Yeah. Brian's perfectly content with his, as rough as his start was.
Oh, we were talking about, there's the anti Brian Fred card.
I mean, that's an anti-everybody card. No one sees Grimtash coming anymore.
Yeah.
And Brian's.
And he did it lost, so Brian's going to go
from
14 down to 8.
Yeah. So Brian's going down to 8, but like at the same time,
I mean,
my guess is Brian's got cards in there that he's perfectly content to see go away at times.
But at the same time, you don't like, he could also be like, okay, moving Cad Bane by himself.
I screamed he had a gick.
Yeah.
And it's possible he no longer has that gick.
Yep. And that's what I was unfortunately alluding to.
But Rey, Anakin, and Luke and Yoda are all accounted for.
You know who's not, though?
Leia.
General Kenobi.
Yeah.
So
that's it.
Solo.
Yeah.
Unless he's playing Han Chewie and the Falcon, which 9 times out of 10 he is. Okay.
Yeah, I would expect he's playing Han Chewie and the Falcon with Luke.
That's a big card.
On Red 5. That's big, but at the same time, like, Brian's just going to have to beat through that.
Yeah.
Like, it stops the +2, but also Is it decree that or no? What Haven
Okay. Jedi
says you
levitation
can?
lost to go get a character.
I'm gonna go get Padme.
Padme, yeah.
So the thing with Jabba's Haven is you can still get the +2 to your destiny
Yeah.
because you just go, all right, I'll lose it and add one to. I'll lose one to add two to my total instead
Mm-hmm.
because he's only drawing one anyways. And
But he's not getting the +2 right now because Jabba's not on the table.
yeah, so right now sand doesn't matter.
Yeah. Uta goes to Solo. That's going to go probably to grab a Greedo.
Greedo.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's
Or
no need.
Alien
Yeah,
Mob.
it's Greedo.
But he grabs Greedo.
There's already an alien mob on
Sando Aqua
table.
Monster.
All right. So he did potentially see this deck coming. Like,
Yeah.
Sando to stop him from canceling with Doc and Thug. And honestly, Greedo's not. I mean, you're not putting Greedo down as a.
Draws a 4 for Sando.
I don't think you react with Greedo to the audience chamber because Greedo just gets hit.
Yeah.
Because he's not a leader. So.
I mean, it also depends. Okay, so Brad does initiate.
Yep. And now Brad can decide if he wants to use sand or not. So, like, he can not use sand and then add one with
Anakin.
Anakin. Yeah. And that at least puts Brian in a little bit of a tight spot.
But now we see
like
that.
Doc and Thug forfeit for 8, which is good, but 2 battle destinies plus a destiny due to attrition. Yeah. All he's got to do is clear 12. You get 13 out of those 3 draws, which is.
And I think at this point, though, this is where you could lose Chaw.
This is where you might have to lose Chaw. Like, that's just a. This is what happens.
Yeah, agreed.
It's really going to depend on how hard that Grimtosh hit Brian.
Yeah, well, there was no stunning leader there, so. And we see Jedi Levitation and Grappling Hook off the use pile, so Anakin does add a destiny.
Yep.
Brian's checking out. So here's the question: if Brad doesn't take a card off of sand, Brian can cancel one of those 2 destinies.
Yep. And honestly, Brad, there's no way Brad's taking a card off of sand because he just added a destiny with Anakin.
Well, Sando, I think gets around that, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, good point.
Hey, I'm just not. I'm not just a pretty face.
No one's ever said you're a pretty face, Dan.
My stepmom did. I can't say my. I can't,
opens up a whole host of questions we don't want to discuss on Twitch, but.
Okay. Now they're just pulling shields.
I don't understand the battle plan pull particularly. So yeah, so we see the sand pull.
Yep.
Well, I guess yeah. Right now, Brian doesn't have a system, so stops a couple pings of 1. I guess
Well, I mean, if Bib's there, it's pings. It's 2.
Yeah, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure anyone's living through that battle.
That's
at least on Brian's side.
And I think this is where Brian needs to play. Well, he can't get. I was going to say he can't use.
So he uses the 4 on Sando,
and he draws a 0. That's big.
Oh, it
is a 5.
massive.
But that is terrible for Brad.
That is absolutely massive. It's terrible for Brad. It is insanely good for Brian.
So that's
he hits
that's
the
still
9.
That's still 9. That's 2 characters for Brad.
It's 2 characters, but it's not 3.
Okay, but here's
the 5 for attrition is big.
Both of them. It's either Anakin, or 2 characters. So there goes Anakin. You don't want to lose Anakin there.
Yeah, this is.
That was the worst thing that could have happened to Brad.
Brad, that hurt Brad. That 0 hurt Brad a whole bunch.
And this is where I think if you're Brian, Thug and Chaw.
Yeah, I mean, Thug and Thug for sure. Yep, and there goes Chaw. Because you're going to, in theory, be battling and retrieving.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing is, like, you could theoretically pay 3 to drain for 2, and then still dump a bunch of guys.
Depends on what's in his hand. I think draining would be my lowest priority. Like, especially
I'm not disagreeing with you there. But the fact that Anakin is gone now, that is so unfortunate for Brad.
Yeah. That 5 hit big for Brian.
Yeah.
That was real big. So now it's just what's Brian's
And
answer? Because you can't just
and the thing is, there's
drain.
no destiny on Sando.
Yeah, but he can draw one on any time. He can draw
Well,
an add
I
one to
know that.
Sando.
What I'm saying is, we know that the next destiny is, I believe, a 4 for Brad. Then he's got the 0, and then he's got the 4.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, Brad's down to 17 cards in down. I mean,
but
he's
he
got
also got
14 in
14.
hand.
I
He's
was
got
going
a
to say he's
huge
got
hand.
14 in hand. So I
But
mean,
he's got to get some of those back in somehow
I mean,
just to not be.
he's gonna anytime he battles with a Skywalker, he's gonna retrieve. He
Yep.
still has the Walkling, and this is honestly, I like Luke Skywalker V in like 1-1 in this deck because he's so hard to get rid of up there at Polos Mosus.
Yeah. I would have much preferred Luke Skywalker V to Rebellion's Hope. Like, this game would be so different if Brad had retrieved 3 or 4 Force
Yeah.
so far.
And here we go, Jabba the Hutt going down.
Bib cancels his text, but you don't really care about that.
Yeah, you
This is
don't
just
care.
a now the Destiny's
He did what he
plus
needed
2.
to. I mean, plus he's got nice forfeit,
Yeah.
but
Although the last thing you
Leg-
want to be doing is forfeiting him.
Legacy Proxima. That's 2 Destiny. I mean,
Yeah, but
because that's gonna force Brad to take a Destiny. This
yeah,
off
you
of
force
Sand.
Brad to use sand
Yeah,
now, which is not great.
Forlom to
And
cancel Ray's
so
game
now
text.
it's also 3
It's
Destiny.
3 Destinies. Yeah,
This is
this is piling on.
yeah, this is where I said, yeah, Brad,
And
if
again,
Brian had a good hand, you don't drain, you just
yeah, and again,
throw
Bev's still getting his
everybody.
Destiny to attrition.
Yeah, this is. I mean, you got to assume at this point Brad's got another Anakin in hand, and he's
But
going to
at
start
that
coming
point,
after him.
if I'm Brad, or I'm sorry, if I'm Brian, I'm moving Cad Bane back into the audience chamber because you're probably going to have Forlom there, so you can then cancel Anakin's immunity
Yeah, but you're
if
going
it's
to lose.
Jedi Anakin.
Here's the thing: you need one more character. There's Greedo. I'm like, you need one more guy there, just to cover the whatever's coming,
Yeah.
because you don't want to lose Jabba, Proxima, or Bib. So Brian starts the battle. He's certainly going to pay 2 to retrieve 2.
Yep.
Get back
And you
Chawl
kind of don't
and
want to lose
Thok and
Forlom
Thug.
either.
And he'll get one of those retrieved force back with his alien mob.
Yep.
So he'll move the Thok and Thug to his force pile. And Brad uses careful planning to draw and activate.
Okay. It's
All
cute.
right.
I mean,
and Brian
yeah.
grabs it just because why not?
Yeah.
I
like
I don't
the
hate
Brian.
that grab.
Yeah. I mean, Brian, he's going to get. So he's going to have extra force to work with on his next turn, which is good.
He didn't need it though. He could activate his entire
Yeah.
pile
Yeah.
no
I
matter
mean,
what.
I think
That
he's
was really
trying-
just to get a 5 back.
Yeah, and that's what I think you're right.
And Brian grabbing it was absolutely the right play. So there's the other
there's the
card off
sand.
sand.
And that's kind of big if you're Brian.
It is, but at the same time, I think if I'm Brian, I'm certainly using Jabba's Haven to get the +2 to my total.
Yeah.
And we cancel Ray's game text to.
Tempting to go get Fujix, so
I mean, now he's certainly not going to need the Hujix now. It's just to not draw the
he
one.
pulls the Grimtosh.
That's fine.
I
Brian's
think
only got
that's
4
the right
cards in
one.
hand.
I mean, even so, like, yeah, Brian's only got 4 cards. I mean, you have it just to threaten it,
Yeah.
and it pulls a 2 out of your deck.
So the biggest downside is we know there's a Thok and Thug on there on Brian's force pile, but he's not going to be able to get to it because he's going to have to pay to move someone.
Yeah.
And Brad plays the Hear Me Baby just to move a card. Although I think Brian probably may have another Thok and Thug in hand.
Maybe. I mean, he does only have a 4-card hand.
Yeah, but I think you build this play around having him. There's a 2 for Battle of Destiny, so he doesn't use the Haven
Yeah.
to add 2 to his total. I don't like that. And there's a 1 for Battle Destiny that can't be canceled and redrawn because of sand.
No, I
So
mean,
he can't go get Anakin.
and he draws a 1 for Destiny to attrition. So
All
I mean,
right, so it wouldn't
it's
have
going to get rid
mattered.
of one character. It's probably going to be Ray.
Yeah, it's if the +2, if he would have drawn like a card that would have ended up killing them both, that would have felt real bad to not make that play.
Yeah, and losing Greedo is the right call.
Yeah, you're
There goes
100% losing
Ray.
Greedo there.
Yeah,
And I think you got to move Cad in.
and that's what I was saying. Yeah, as we see Brad just cycling through interrupts, and I don't mind.
I think he was hoping to find that 0 too. Like,
Yeah.
you don't want to be drawing that 0 by
And
accident.
you know what?
So.
I mean, activating it, I think, put it into his force pile now.
Yeah, I think you're right. It is low in his
Yeah.
force pile.
Brian
And
just
yeah,
leaves Cad Bane alone.
so maybe he still has the
I
kick.
mean, I don't mind it.
Or Brian is just absolutely YOLOing the heck out of this and saying, fine, go get Cad. I don't care.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Let's see. So Brian, that's a full miss.
he got nothing.
Yeah.
Wow. Dengar with Blaster Carbine V, Shattered Hope, Ortug, First Light, Thok and Thug, Mara with Lightsaber, Efont Man, and Alien Mob.
So that's exactly, and you know what? That's big because there's the Shattered Hope for an extra Destiny. There's the Thok and Thug to cancel a Destiny.
Yeah, that's now
That's
granted,
that's not what
Brad
you
can
want to
come
see.
down with Anakin and swing.
Well, but here's the thing though. He's got one. We saw one Anakin drawn for Destiny.
Yeah.
So unless he's got, unless like
Well,
normally
now
we see
he's
people
not
play.
going to be coming down and he's not going to be adding a Destiny.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like, is he playing baby Anakin or is he playing big? Well, okay, let me rephrase that. Is he playing middle Anakin or is he
Yeah.
playing big Anakin?
I mean, he may be running a couple of each.
And that's what normally we see is like 2 and 2.
Yeah. Like if he's got one coming down, I mean, wherever he comes down, it's more he's only got, and that might be if all he's got is Padawan Learner. Yep. So this is a jump thought, Cad Bane, and Brian's gonna kick out of it and be fine.
Well, he doesn't have a Gick.
Brian,
Yeah,
he could.
he doesn't. No, we just saw his hand,
Oh, you're right. Never
but
mind.
we did see that he has a Thok and Thug.
Yeah. So he's gonna
So-
cancel the Battle Destiny. So and his will be +2.
Well,
So at this
he's
point, it's
also probably
effectively
he's also
6 to
probably going to play
9.
the Shattered Hope here to add a Destiny, so he should get 2 Destiny.
No, he'll still just get one. Cad draws if unable to otherwise.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right.
So you don't waste the Shattered Hope. You just go, all right, well, I'll get the.
But yes, they're going to be +2.
Yeah, so it'll be effectively 6 to 9,
Draw their fire. Okay.
which you're fine with if you're Brian.
Yeah.
Like, there's not much else you can do about it, but now that bumps up your retrieval even more.
Yeah. Well, we're probably going to
So-
see like Padme has to run. There's no way she sticks around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Padme runs to join Anakin.
There goes
What
the,
you're hoping.
there goes the Gick off the top of Brian's deck.
Yeah. What you're hoping for at this point is, whatever Brian draws, you just lose Rey and move Padme over with Anakin because you can't move them into the audience chamber at this point.
No. And here's the thing, though. I mean, Brad's sitting at 28 hand in life.
Yeah. And he needs to win by 22.
Yeah. And this is where I think if you're Brian, you start paying to get those 2 cards.
Yeah, I think at this point, if you're Brian, you go, all right, you can have that one site. But I also think Brian just goes First Light to Nalhutta
Yep.
and says, okay, and there's
Yep,
a 6
there's
for
a
Battle
7.
Destiny, which is going to get canceled.
Yep. Thok and Thug go cancel that Destiny. And like he didn't even if he would have saved a Destiny to like draw it into to cancel and redraw, Brian draws a
And there's
5.
a 7.
Yeah. There goes Ryan.
So
Ryan wins
Brian
the battle.
wins the battle. Like Rey going away is fine. That battle went absolutely dead solid perfect for Brian.
And the thing is, like, he's going to get more aliens with Lady Proxima now. He could throw Thok and Thug down in front of Anakin if he wants to. And That's bad.
I don't like any of that.
Because Forlom is going to cancel Padme's game text.
Yep.
And I mean, right now,
I
Forlom
mean, then Forlom's going to get,
but
sliced
Forlom, you
up.
don't care.
But Forlom's also going to have drawn, add an extra battle destiny, so you're going to draw 3 in there.
Yeah, and Thok and Thug's going to come down.
Oh, honestly, like, do you even just go super hard and like, here's Mara to chop somebody up?
Yeah.
Like,
Yep, Brian drains for 2. I like that play.
I don't mind the drain for 2. I think
Because, like I
mean,
said,
everybody's cheap, but I might have gone for the just absolute game ender.
Thok and Thug come down really cheap.
Yeah, Thok and Thug
ones.
cost him 5, 4, 3, I think, 3 or 2.
Yeah.
Well, or Tug subtracts 1. Yeah,
And
so
he takes the Thok and
cost him
Thug
3.
from his reserve deck, so he plays the Thok and Thug off the objective and then cancels the Destiny with the Thok and Thug he just drew.
This is...
Oh, man.
This is...
Yeah.
And there's Ifon Man who just says...
He just says, okay, I have a Gick.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't love Ifon Man there.
I do. He's a leader.
Who cares? I'd have rather seen Mara.
I get that, but at this point, you're
like if you put down Mara there, you're overflowing.
In power. You're getting 3 Destiny. Heck, you could get 4 Destiny with the Shattered Hope.
But you get all of that. So you get all of that if you put down Mara instead of Ifont Man. And you make one of Brad's guys forfeit 0 and absolutely force him to have the Hujix.
Yeah. Either way, he has to have the Hujix here.
Yeah.
Either way. So
yeah.
At this
I don't
point,
know.
I think this is the right play by Brian.
I mean, you're at this point, you're like, okay, I'm going to lose Ifont Man.
It doesn't matter, Brad.
Or Thok and Thug. Actually, you're not losing anything. Oh, yeah.
You're not losing anything. So congrats to Brian Fred.
Yeah, because Thok and Thug will cancel the Destiny. So you're losing
nothing.
Forlom who gets swung at.
Yeah. And Brad, I think Brad knew it as soon as it happened there. But congrats to Brian.
Well played, Brian. Won national, did well nationals. Now is top 4.
Yeah.
In the OCS, so it's going to be a fun weekend hanging out with him.
He's our first person into the top 4.
Yeah, so, and congratulations to him. And this is going to be, Mike Kessling and I talked about it a little bit. You're going to be in Ohio this weekend too, aren't you?
No, I'm saying no.
You change your mind?
Yeah, screw Ohio.
You're going to stay home and bask in a Steelers bye week, so they're not going to lose this week. And
okay, we'll talk about that after the show. But again, checking up on the top 8 now into our top 4. We have Brian Fred as the first member of the top 4. Still waiting on Timo Dussel versus Ryan Jelson, Casey versus Werfs, and then the battle of the Matts: Matt Harrison Trainer versus Matt Wadden.
And Timo versus
Ryan, I think they're scheduled.
Ryan is on Tuesday, I believe. I
think you're
streaming. I'm streaming that first game, I think.
Yeah.
So that'll be a fun time.
Yeah, I want to say you're right there.
Where?
So yes, they are streaming. They're playing game 1 and game 2 on Tuesday, starting at 12 or 3 p.m. Eastern, and then game 2 is going to follow right away.
Yeah. So that'll be fun, and we'll get to, we'll know 2 of the top 4 before this weekend or everything gets.
Yeah, and I know that I was going to say I know that Casey and Werfs are going to be playing after Ohio Mega Worlds because Casey is going to be in attendance.
Yep.
And so we're essentially just waiting on the Matt versus Matt.
Yep.
Who's the better Matt?
Hopefully that match can get scheduled and get on the calendar before you and I and Carl and like a lot of the folks who stream regularly are going to be en route. But I think it was last year Ohio AJ and I listened to one of the games on the drive down on Thursday. So like if that happened again, I wouldn't be opposed to,
Yeah.
because otherwise we're listening to a book on an audiobook. So I could do some Star Wars instead.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Agreed.
this was congrats to Brian Fred. Glad everybody thanks everybody for came and watched. So
And I think that's all we got. So thank you all for watching. Have a good evening. And enjoy the rest of your weekend for what you got. And we'll see everybody later.
tomorrow